All right. What's good, y'all?
What's good?
What's
What's
up?
good?
What's up? It's another podcast episode, and I'm here with my special guest, my brother. Tell him who
My
you
man,
is, man.
Jeremiah, man, ain't got no official stage name yet, but yeah, it's me, man.
Yeah.
Me.
So, what I'm about to do right now is I'm about to show y'all some of his music, man. It's real legit. Y'all messing with real talent over here, man. This ain't no fake, man. It's real hit, man.
You know it, man.
Check
You
it
know
out.
it.
Check it out. I'm gonna screen share real quick, and I'm gonna show y'all what he working with. And I'm telling you, man, it sounds real good, man. So if y'all hit this and y'all want
Appreciate
to
it, man.
collab with my bro, go ahead and do that, man, because it's real talent. We got a music video coming out,
Yeah, man. Tap in with me. So,
songs, music videos, all type of shit.
yeah, yeah.
But all right, so wait, I don't want to play it and talk at the same time. But like, this is his song. What the song called?
Song goes by the name of Blinded Passions, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah, feel me?
check it out. Listen.
Just enjoying our lives what we can. Sat back and found myself asking what it takes to be great. The sources to be aware of all the choices you make. Constantly hungry. Stop letting niggas take off your plate. But you afraid of decline, it won't be taking the stakes. No time to wait. That shit'll get you kicked to the curb. Question my life to find the meaning. I sit back and observe. Pain shaped the road. I seen the struggles and the visions just blur. Hoping the masses get my message when I'm speaking these words. Look, no time for patience. I'm moving at a vibration that can't be measured by basics. When you embody greatness, you best expect all the hatred. Y'all opinions be dead, and this what I love and created. My mind is holy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm telling that nigga got it. What? Stop playing. That
Yeah,
nigga
man.
got. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's one of
man.
my snippets, man. Full song.
Yeah, it's one of
Coming
his
soon, you
snippets.
feel me? Yeah.
So, he recorded that in his own room.
Yep,
He
yep.
got his own little setup. You see, look, if you ever want to record some music, all you gonna need is and I ain't gonna go into all that, but you can get your own setup for like $200 and be in your room just making your own music. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta go
Yeah.
to the studio. You ain't gotta try to spend no money on studio equipment. You don't gotta try to spend no money on the studio time. Get your own damn equipment. You know what I'm saying? Earlier today we was talking about basically control, like having control. Hold on, let me go real quick. I don't want no sound in my background noise in my shit.
REELSTARZ, man. What's up?
I gotta all right, so basically earlier what we was talking about was control, and we be talking a lot. And I'm just like, man, why don't we just record a podcast segment? Why don't we just record a podcast segment and we can really showcase our personalities and shit like that, and really get ourselves out there and like and broadcast our minds and shit like that. And
Yes.
but earlier we was talking about like control, not being in control. I use a like an analogy, like not being in control. You let somebody come and take over your characters. It's like a puppet on the stage, and you controlling this character, you controlling this puppet. And if you like weak and frail, you let people come and control your character for you. You just sitting back and watching. Like once that demon finished doing what it got to do with your character, you got to pick it. You always got to pick the character back up because it's yours. And you got to like deal with the strings being tied or your arm probably missing out of your character and shit like that. Now, what was you saying earlier? Just say the things you said to me earlier so I can break down what I was talking about when we was talking about these things.
What, just like the general topic or
Yeah, just like basically the same shit they was saying. I can start from here. So if you like got a job or you got a 9 to 5 or these things supposed to be like to help you fuel your creative endeavors. These supposed to be like tools you use to help you fuel what you got, what you want to have going on and shit like that. I got me a list of things that I want to do or that I want to get, like a bunch of equipment that I want to get. And these I called, and then I got like in my notes. And every time I get one of the items, I check it off from my notes. So I call these like quests, like little quests I do to get back on my main mission. What you got to say about the topic of just not being in control, or like, you know what I'm saying, being stuck?
As far as that, I think not being in control of your own mind can like often lead to depression, demotivation, what else?
Yeah.
Laziness.
Yep. People who try to give themselves that title, it don't really make sense, because depression is just a state you go through. Depression is like a phase in your life and things like that. And if you there more, you're gonna be familiar with that space. So like a lot of times what bring you back to depression is like the traumas you went through in the past. And like you start to remember those things and just bring you back to that depressed space. It don't matter how happy you is in the moment, or it don't matter how much money you got. You always gotta be able to work internally. You guys gotta be able to pinpoint what's actually bringing you back to that space, or like what you got inside that brings you back to that space. And that's the work that you gotta do internally in order to not always gravitate back towards that depression, or like you just randomly feel it out of nowhere. And you got to really pinpoint what's going on.
Yeah, like being able to recognize those troubles and trauma and stuff like that is good too, because you now know what to fix, and instead of being stuck with all that hurt and pain or whatever, yes, right. Like that.
Yeah, instead of being stuck, a way to get unstuck is to like pinpoint, like I said, like just to pinpoint those things you went through and like forgive yourself, and like just work internally, because whatever is internal will ultimately become the external. So we were talking about like procrastination and things like that. What's your take on procrastination?
My take on procrastination. Procrastination is
you can get as vulnerable as you want. Shit.
Yeah, man. Procrastination is like, I don't know, man. It's like a demon or something. Like it can, I don't know. It can like, damn. I'm trying to figure out how to word it.
Yeah, no, it's like I said. Like if you mentally weak, you got to be able to go to the gym and work out, exercise that mind, because if you procrastinate a lot, then you might just be mentally weak, and you might just indulge into a lot of mindless behaviors. And like I said, that form is like kind of like frail, and then you get pushed to the sides, and then you let other beings come and control your character, and you just sit back and watch. And in the act of you sitting back and watching, they fucking up your shit, and then you got to deal with the shit because it's yours and shit like that. So they can come through and experience what they want to experience through you, and you got to go and deal with the shit once it's time for you to be in control again. So if you don't got no strengths, you always gonna be pushed around, and you always gonna be like taken advantage of, because you strawny. It's easy to move you. So it's good to go to the gym in the mental realm. It's the same concept as physically. It's good to go work out, and how to work out is like do small tasks throughout the day and shit like that. Force yourself to do the things that you want to do. Every time you get them good ideas, they be like, man, that'll be a good idea. Force yourself to do that shit, and you're gonna start to get used to that area. You're gonna start to get used to working out in that way.
Create habits of like doing the stuff you want to do,
right?
And just stick with that. See where it take you.
Yeah, because I don't know why people think that habits is like, or like the connotation behind habits. I don't know what word y'all be using, connotation, and what the connotation behind habits is negative, something negative.
Yeah,
Habits is not. You can have good habits too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have and that's the
Reading,
goal. Like,
jogging.
yeah.
I also want to touch back on that topic of procrastination.
Yeah.
I was about to say, me personally, during like middle school and high school, I was like real demotivated and have no confidence. So like having no confidence just kind of led to me not believing that I can do certain things because I had a bar set like, oh yeah, I'm hearing this way up here, so I can't. You know what I'm saying? And also procrastination could be caused by people saying that they're gonna do something without the assets to do that thing, and then that can lead to a habit of like have the wanting to do things that are like way, what's the word for it? I'm gonna do things that you can't really reach yet,
Yeah, that's what we was
but
talking
you want
about
to do
earlier.
it. Yeah. So that's just like limiting you, and then you kind of get in that habit of keep saying you're gonna do it, you never do it because you never get the assets to do it.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you can wanna do something, but not have access to what you want to do, or you not have access to the tools that you need to do what you want to do. So that can lead into like procrastination because um you
It's
get,
like
you know what I'm saying?
letting those ideas linger and like you
Yeah. So
never
like
really get to it. Yeah.
yeah. Then we got 10 minutes on this bitch. Damn. Let me see, but we could just come back and record it because I edited my shit. So, but yeah, that's true though. Not having the tools that you need to execute. Once you got what you got and you got all your equipment and you got everything that you need to do and you solidify, and all you got to do is just, you know what I'm saying, walk. You on the path. You on this bus, and this bus taking you to success. And next stop is success. Or like you just walking and you walking on the path to success. If you stop, if you turn back, that's all on you. You know what I'm saying? You already on that path. You already got your plan. You know what you want to do, and you just walking. And then you know where's this path gonna lead you. If you stop that, that means you just don't really believe that the path is leading to where it's leading to. And that's where like belief come in. Like you gotta have faith and belief in yourself and things
Yeah.
like that. To like keep walking. Like, I know I can do this. I know I'm doing this. I know it's a long way and it's tiring right now. I'm doing all this walking, but I'm gonna get there. And when I get there, I can be able to chill and things like that. And like it's really not know where you can get. It's all about the process and the path you're walking. Like it's the leaves just
Yeah.
look beautiful, and like the scenery is just beautiful, and like you just where you want to be and shit like that. And if you decide to walk off that path because, oh shit, yeah, if you decide to walk off that path because you feel like it's not gonna lead you to where you want to be, it's like you got like a lot of self-doubt and you don't really believe in yourself, and you might just need more faith and belief in yourself, really. But
I also want to give a different perspective on that the analogy you gave. I also think once people actually do obtain the assets they need to be successful, speak from personal experience, often you start to procrastinate due to the fact that you get too comfortable because you feel like you have all you need, but you feel like, oh, I can do it at any time. I have the access to it now. So I gotta do it now.
yeah,
So I can kind of like put it to the side. They get too comfortable, then that can lead to another habit of just like putting it to the side because you feel like you're already made it. You feel like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
right. So
Yeah, I just feel
yeah,
like
you got some game to give, boy.
that was what I was doing. Damn, bro. Like I got the access to do it, but like I ain't really I ain't doing it, you know. So I'm like, oh yeah,
Right.
and like that's like something like personal too. Like I like know how that feel.
Yeah, that's
I
that's
like
the that's the best thing to do. The best thing to
damn.
do is like pull from personal experiences because Wait, is it not recording no more? Oh no, I was gonna kick us out. It's not recording no more. That's the best thing to do though. The best thing to do is pull from personal experiences because that's how you can be more relatable and things like that. But I do want to stay on that subject though. I do want to elaborate more on that subject when I find this fucking shit that I wrote. All right, y'all, we back.
Are we back? We back.
That green tea, that lemonade, good for you. Y'all wanna know a little secret? I got a little secret for y'all, but I ain't gonna say it though. Let me see where we left off at. We left off at yeah, he was talking about how when you got everything you want, it's hard to maintain the work you put in when you feel like you are satisfied and you got what you need. You know what I'm saying? So like that's really a challenge and shit like that. So
And you should get way to overcome that though. It's to practice mindfulness, just like focusing on what you need to do and what you know you have to do to get to where you want to be. Like
right.
meditating, yeah, just
Like you said, you're just being mindful. And being mindful is like being aware, being consciously aware of your actions and things like that.
Yeah.
So if you are about to participate in some things that you know that you're not good for you, it's good to be mindful in those type of situations because you don't want to be mindless and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, damn, where my mind go? Like, you being possessed right now and you don't got control over the situation or you don't got control over what's going on. And like,
Yeah.
damn, why am I always doing this? Because this indicates that you are like you are possessed and shit like that. So yeah, that's a good point. Being mindful in that type of situation, like, damn, I got what I need, so I don't need to fuck it up. And if you did fuck it up and then you got it back, that's the same idea. Like when you break something and then you get it back and you know better next time, you know better not to treat it like this, or you know better not to treat it how you treated it last time because you know its value, things like that. You know where it can take you.
Yeah, you
know what it can do
know
for
that
you.
feeling of loss now.
Yeah.
I'm saying so when you do get that back, it's just like almost precious to like oh yeah, I gotta take care of this.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. So that's gonna in turn how you be more mindful and things like that. Losing something that you needed or losing something that you needed to carelessness is gonna have you be more mindful and things like that. So being mindful is a good. You always want to act if you see an issue. So say like you got a flat tire and you know that if you keep driving on this flat tire, that's gonna become an issue down the line. You got to be able to take care of that issue before it turn into something that you might not want it to turn to that cannot be fixable. Then you got to go do some more than what you had to do at first when you could have just did this little thing and fixed that little problem.
piggyback enough for what he said, just like being able to notice and recognize those problems and fix them right when you're on the edge of the cliff before they fall. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's like
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
yeah.
So
yeah.
that's one way you can rectify the situation when you in a position you feel like you didn't already got what you needed already. Keep that mission in mind. Like whatever your mission is, keep that in mind and things like that. And like if I stop walking this path, I'm not gonna be on the path that I want to be on. So if you're on the path that you want to be on, just keep walking that path, man. Just keep walking that path. It's gonna attract. So when you're on this path and you in this space, I see it as like if you put water on a stove and you leave that water in a pot on the stove, it's gonna start to accumulate certain things from that environment, like the little particles in the air and things like that. Then you come later and you're gonna see the particles that's has been accumulated from you leaving it there. It's the same concept. Like if you in a space, you're in a good space for yourself and you expressing yourself to the world and you're expressing what you like to do and you're gonna manifest things just from out of that space. And you're gonna manifest people who like to do what you do, and you're gonna manifest individuals you can really build with. And that's a space that you really want to be in. You want to be able to express yourself how you want to express yourself, regardless of any thought forms or anything that you think people might be thinking. And that's the concept of a real star. We don't need external forces to tell us that we shine bright. We shine bright from within. We're going to do what we want to do. Even if 3 people watching, even if 0 people watching, it's because we love to do it. So that's going to build up like a portfolio. That's going to build up like a, especially with the internet, it's going to build up something that you can stand on, like a foundation. So when people come in my life, they can see what I'm on. They can see what I'm about and things like that. And that's going to tell them how to approach me. And that's like, just that alone is going to set so many, what the word I'm looking for? It's going to set so many boundaries. Or if that ain't the word I'm looking for, then it's going to set so many, like, I don't know, people just going to know what they dealing with.
Yeah, doing that and just genuinely being you, that might be like a cliche to say, but like really just genuinely being you is like, I say, the highest form of like really being alive, like really not caring about how the world perceive you or
Exactly. What you say like last time? You said your mind working against you. So like you don't want to, you don't want to, you don't want to get used to your mind working against you, because that's you being used to not being yourself. So you can get used to not being yourself, and you can become unfamiliar with you, and then that's when your mind start to work against you. Our minds are like computers and things like that, and if your mind working against you, that means you just got certain programs that you downloaded, and these programs got viruses in them, and that's acting as a virus within you, and it's making you work against yourself and shit like that. And then if you stay in that space long enough, or if you stay in that long enough, you can get used to not being yourself, and you don't want to get used to not being yourself. All these are just avatars. You just avatar. This is a character, and you in the world, and you gotta learn how to be yourself. This is what life is teaching you. And as a spirit, you created this vessel with certain characteristic traits because you had something that you wanted to learn and you want to take with you and things like that. So it's like we just here to learn about ourselves. So how you can learn about yourself is like examine your surroundings, shit like that.
Yep. And I'll say that being in like anywhere, either it be school or some kind of program, I'll say that maybe hinders the progress of like finding yourself. Like, I'm not worried about it. Like it kind of like messes with the whole thing, because
Yeah, hell yeah. For some people,
yeah,
yeah. I look at school like a school is just a place to find yourself, or not. A school is like a place to help you find yourself, especially high school. But some people are not like me. I was in school. I ain't feel like I wanted to be there. I feel like I was just wasting my time and shit like that. But some shit they make us think that we have to do. Like if you don't get good grades and this and that, we got to be able to work. That's why I like astrology, because I ain't gonna get that into it but we got to be able to work with the person that we dealing with, because some people might not be good test takers and shit like that. Because my mind only remembers what it wants to remember. Like if information is being fed to me that I don't want inside, I won't be able to retain it. Like I won't be able to remember anything that's been said. And I did a lot of school. That's why I was like a bad test taker, because my mind just didn't want to remember the bullshit it was learning. And like I got a good memory, but just not for shit that I don't want in there and shit. So school was like, it can really hinder that process and shit like that, because they don't know how to work with different. It's like different people, different. That's all. Not everybody the same.
Yeah, and even like even some personal things, just like people trying to fit a certain image or or like sticks to this certain notion of how like people in school see you and how you think you should be.
Yeah,
I feel like just like all that can mess with it too though.
Yeah. But like, yeah, those personal issues that you got to go through in order to find yourself and things like that. All those is shit that you got to go through anyways. You gonna have to need to go through it, because if you think like that, you got to go through that process of like a lot of shit that we go through in life is what we need to go through. A lot of bullshit that we go through in life is what we need to go through in order to learn something. Because you wouldn't go through bullshit if you didn't need to learn something. If it wasn't something that you need to learn, if it wasn't an area of life you need to learn in, you wouldn't be put to no bullshit. You'll be able to smooth sail, because so if you got money, you wouldn't need to go through bullshit regarding money because you got money. Shit like that. So if you got good relationship knowledge or information, you wouldn't be put through the same bullshit that people go through in relationships, because you will have enough discernment to know how to weed out what causes, or like the red flags and shit like that. Sometimes based upon the space you in too, because the environment you in plays a role in that too, because like it just can be nobody around that you just. That's why it's like the internet a good thing, because you can express yourself and you can attract people as like-minded individuals, and you're not really stuck in your surroundings and things like that. But you always gonna get what you need, though. You always gonna get what you need. You always gonna get what you deserve.
And even if you might be, going through a super hard time right now, that might just be another, obstacle. Just, fight through it. What else? What else? Yeah. And eventually some gonna come along, change your whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You always gonna get that. If you learn your lesson, you always gonna get that. You always gonna get what you deserve. I'm telling you. It's a crazy story, but I'm gonna get a little vulnerable here. But I went through a little heartbreak. It's not really nothing serious. It was like in my own world type shit. I ain't even gonna explain it, because like if y'all hear it, it won't even make sense to y'all. But I'm gonna just say the conclusion. So I got over it. It don't make sense. It's not real, but I got over it, and I made myself realize, like, all right, it's not wise emotionally for me to be feeling this way, because this and this. And then something just clicked, like, boom, shit just came in my life to help me rectify that area of life. And then boom, out of nowhere, something I wanted just came, or like something I deserved, I just came, because I didn't sit and wallow, or whatever that word is. I didn't sit in that shit. Like, I didn't sit in it. I was like, all right, it's not emotionally wise for me to be feeling this way. And then boom, it took me out of that space. Then once I was out of that space, I ain't had nothing to worry about and shit like that. It, like in that situation, I was like looking for a closure or some shit like that. And I was like, man, it is what it is. And then once I went through that situation, I'm like, all right, but you gotta be a good person yourself in order to attract good shit. If you ain't a good person, then if you're a toxic person, that's what you always going to attract. You're going to attract reflections. It's going to be a point in time where like you might get somebody in your life that put there to try to rectify your issue if you try. But if you toxic, you're going to manifest the shit in your life. I ain't going to lie to you. If you gossip, you're going to manifest more gossip in your life. So, but if you trying and like, not trying, if you is a good person, you being a good person, you gonna get what you deserve. Ultimately, you might go through a few heartbreaks here and there because of some shit you gotta learn and things like that. But those heartbreaks be shit that propel you and shit like that. And if you really there, the heartbreaks you go through wouldn't even be that detrimental. Life put you through a situation where like it wouldn't even affect you that much. Like it would be hard in that time, but it wouldn't. It would be like a light situation. It wouldn't be as heavy as a heartbreak, because you already there mentally already. So it's like you just throw you a couple little situations where yada yada this, yada yada that, and then if you pass that test and you gonna get what you want.
I feel like people who indulge a lot of time to like gossip or drama, or they just like to always be into something,
Right.
aren't really focused on themselves. Like you saying about the demon control you. That's almost a demon controlling them. Like telling them to waste their time on talking about, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've never really been want to, be into all that. But
Yeah.
there's a period of time where that type of stuff was like always around me. So I had to kind of figure out how to get out of that space. So I started focusing on myself more, focus on my interests, on what I like to do, and like gradually it just kind of starts to like push its way out. And yeah, I don't really know what to say about that, but just my like thoughts on that. I don't know.
If you come with that presence, if you come with that aura, that's not gonna present itself. Or if it try to present itself in your life, it's gonna get scared and it's gonna run away. Or I'm not saying it's gonna get scared, but it's gonna repel. Like there's gonna be like a magnet that don't stick. It's gonna be like you know what I'm saying? Because like your aura is just like what you portray. Um, this is how you is. You know what I'm saying? It's how you appear to
Yeah,
be. Or like it's just how you is. That's your aura. Like to be realistic, a lot of motherfuckers' life boring without toxicity. Like my life is not boring without no toxic shit. Let me fuck that topic and let me dive into this. You gotta involve yourself. You know what I'm saying? Involve yourself with the world. Express yourself, and then let that self-expression attract things in your life, and then trust that those things that come in your life is for you because you are being true to yourself. So like the people that come in your life
yeah,
from you expressing your authentic self is the motherfuckers who's supposed to be in your life because that's what you're expressing, your authentic self. So you gotta connect with people and involve yourself with the world and shit like that, because teamwork makes the dream work. And if you're trying to do shit by yourself, it ain't never gonna really manifest for real. So you gotta go out there and get out there. You gotta get out there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I have recently been trying to put myself out there a little more, but just like do the little, personal past traumas from like high school, or like I didn't have any confidence or like motivation. Those feelings like still creep up on me from time to time. So I kind of like cover myself up and like put myself away. But nah, yeah, I'm just trying to get out there a little more, network. You know what I'm saying? I make connections. So just trying not to let that personal stuff from my past hold me down and linger around.
Right.
So yeah, just get over it.
When we talking about personal, we talking about like shit from the past and things
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like
Like
when we talking about shit from the past, you got to be able to forgive yourself, because you got to understand that as as humans, we all got the ability to change. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's certain shit that you can do that can follow you forever if you do it too much. So like, if you do some shit too much, everybody got the ability to change, but like, if you do shit too much and you known to be that type of person, that's a situation. That's like the consequences you gotta deal with, because you spent so much time in that shit. So now you gotta the amount of time you spend in that shit, the amount of time you gotta put in to get up out of that shit. So if you like, let me see, if you was a whore, I ain't gonna stop playing. like if you went and slept with a lot of people, when it got up to so many people that it's not even like cool no more. It's like, damn, it's that many people. Like that's the consequences that you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? But you can still change. But like it's something that you got to live with because that's a decision you decide to make. So if you want something better, you got to understand that these are the decisions that you made, and some people don't like this certain type of stuff. So some people don't accept or these not certain people requirements. Like everybody in a relationship got requirements, and if they see you online having sex or like it's an age of internet, if they see you like if they see a video of you and you want to settle down and not do that no more and not be looked at that in that way, or like you going for a certain group of dudes and you don't want to be judged, these are decisions you decide to make. So you got to live with those consequences. You can become a different person, but you kind of did too much though. You like did too much, and now you known for that. You known for being like that. So I just use that as an analogy because that's a good example. You pulling from experience, like I said, like that's the best place to pull from. A lot of people go through a lot of bullshit, and those be the ones that you want to listen to. People who've been through a lot of bullshit. Like that's why I just sit down and listen to them. Like if I know somebody who just been through it, I'll be like a student. It's like me trying to pull information from them and shit like that. I'm trying to like see what you went through, like see how you feel in the situation. Of course, I got my own way of seeing the situation, but yeah, I'll be a student. And I'm saying like the best teacher is the best student and shit like that. The best teacher is the best student. I'm not talking about in school and shit like that. When whatever y'all be talking about, I'm not talking about no school shit. I'm talking about the best student of life. If you're willing to learn more, you can teach more because you will know more. That's what I mean by that. But
there was a quote by somebody that went like, if you've learned everything there's to learn, then you have nothing else to learn. Just like kind of referring to like people who kind of preferably smart people or like self-proclaimed smart people who think they kind of know everything, and so they feel that they don't need to listen to anybody else because they feel smarter than them, or they feel like they know more, so they just so with that mindset they almost how that word they almost like don't really care to think or listen to what other people have to say because they think anything else below or even beyond what they know is insignificant because they are under the notion that they know so much.
Yeah, that's an ego issue right there. That's what I call it, ego issue.
People write books about their experiences and like how to overcome it. So although it's only words and pages, you can really learn a lot from that. And like prevent a lot because they actually went through it. So you can take for them and be like, oh yeah. So
that's all it be. That's how I know what I know, anyways.
Yeah.
Like that, I know what I know because I take from. It's smart to observe your surroundings and take from other people's personal experiences, so you will know how to move. If you do get in that space, you'll know how to move more efficiently and things like that, and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, books. I mean, just anything is a good source of information, or I mean, anything that's a good source of information is good food. It don't matter what form it come in. Like that's why I'm not against books. I don't read books, but anything that's in the form of good information. I mean, anything that's good information, no matter what form it come in. People are walking books. We are all walking. Everybody's their own book. Everybody's their own story. So that's why I just learned from that shit. So, yeah, man. Like or like people always make you think that you got to read books and shit like that. Or like if you don't read books, then you ain't smart and shit like that. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it was a good segment, man. We really got a lot of good points out, and I
First
checked the.
podcast. I'm just,
Oh yeah, it's his first podcast, man. More to
new
come
to this,
too, bro. A lot of points that he made, it really valid, and like I said, best to pull from your personal experiences because it's a lot of people ain't really. Everybody really going through the same thing for real. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be surprised how much people going through the same thing you going through if you just share it. And you can become that beacon of light once you decide to learn from the situation instead of just being a victim. Like once you decide to actually like, all right, this is a lesson. It don't matter. It's like 2 L's you can take. You can take the loss or you can take the lesson and shit like that. So
yeah, I just start victimizing myself.
Got 2 minutes left. Bro, 2 minutes left. And yeah, I just want to say, man, this REELSTARZ podcast, or just REELSTARZ in general, just a platform or the platforms we do provide in REELSTARZ. It's just I want to have people to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Like people you can like comfortably express yourself here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking to just my personal goal in life is to break these generational curses and things like that. I got a lot of things that I want to achieve, break all these, and then we're gonna be able to freely express ourselves how we want to express ourselves and create situations that we want to be in, things like that. And like he said, once you got everything you got, it's a challenge to just keep up or maintain the work you put in when you're in that space. But we got the knowledge to know how to do what we need to do, and that's all that matters. And it's all about execution. Once you got it, good. Now execute. Use what you got it for. Shit from the end in a couple of seconds though. But I appreciate you, Jeremiah, for coming on here though, bro.
Yeah, man. How much time? That's a minute.
Couple seconds. Heard what you gonna say?
I want to say what I got from this podcast is that
a couple of seconds.
Nah, but like
no,